And I think while you're talking about, your ability to track and trace those assets and, keep track of their maintenance cycles and things like that, on the logistics side, TecEx has very similar tools which allow us to track and trace and allow you to track and trace these projects as they are moving throughout the globe. So I'll give you an example. A few years ago, we did an SD-WAN rollout for a very large multinational company. This was a deployment which needed 800-900 devices, sent to 60 countries around the world, to multiple offices, and this sort of project usually would take 6 months to deploy. Using the TecEx app, or we call it an application, it's really a customer portal. This entire project was done and dusted within 6 to 8 weeks. So just under 2 months, we managed to deploy, 800 to 900 devices around the world. And the system that allows us to do that is a very intuitive and custom-built customer portal, which tracks and traces every shipment, not just from a compliance and a freight point of view, but it tracks every single to-do and action item that is required in order to successfully deploy. So on an individual shipment basis, it traces, has the license been applied for? Is it still within its lead time? If not, why not? It gets flagged. And it just helps us drive these projects in a very economic and scaled way to make sure that we can deploy multiple devices to multiple locations simultaneously in a very, very efficient timeline. So the tracking and tracing and the transparency around that is also a very big part of our business. And I think it kind of links well to your asset tracking part of your, your system, which keeps track of the assets after deployment. Prior to deployment, our system does a very, similar job.
Yep. And that's a big piece also, is just kind of like they got those global carriers. Why not use a global distribution partner to do it? Well, we're basically custom built to help fit in around all different types of Fortune type companies. We have many companies where we're actually in their top 10 of spend. And that's because we have the agility and the professional services to combine together to create that special sauce for whatever that vendor needs. And we have cross-platform capabilities. So we're not just limited to one type of a project. And that's a big deal, because every big vendor that we deal with or business, they've all got a little bit of unique needs. And we have that agility to be able to handle those unique needs and meet those deadlines and scale up. And we're big enough to do that, but we're not so big that, we become stuck in that we only have one way of doing things. And that's kind of, that's where you play also. So we fit together very well and make a really good story for a customer.